No, that's all right, mate.
All right,
How are you?
very well, thank you. Just doing my thing in the park and trying to.
I have to be honest,
stop
I still don't have a
violence.
clue what you believe.
Oh well, that's
I
probably quite good.
Can you can you summarize it? Are you a socialist? Is that
No.
what you're not a socialist?
No,
Are you a progressive?
no, I don't know. I don't actually know. What
Does
that
anyone
means.
know what?
I don't know
Sorry.
what progressive means, Bryce.
Okay,
But,
like politically, like left wing. Are you left wing?
I think that was what people would probably accuse me of.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's from
But
hearing how you engage. That's kind of how I try and
And
figure
that
out
would
what
be
you are.
fair enough.
Okay.
But that is still nevertheless an accusation.
Are you against the rich?
I'm against people that.
Are you for the poor?
If you're rich or poor, if you're attacking people for being a human being
Yep.
and wishing to have a life of community respect, understanding and love, if you're attacking that, no matter who you are, what religion you are, how
Right.
poor or rich, you're attacking that, then I'm against that.
Okay. Are you?
But I'm for people that
Yeah.
encourage community growth.
What do you think about Christians?
I think Christians and Muslims and Jewish people are wonderful human beings that try
okay.
to do their best in reality.
That's fine. I agree with that. But what do you think about the religions itself?
But unfortunately, the community, the Christian faith, the Jewish faith,
Yeah.
and the Muslim faith,
Yeah.
mostly, not entirely, is owned by a small group of rich people who wish to continue war and hatred amongst these communities, and they use your religion as a tool to incite violence. And they find vulnerable people in your community, rich or poor, and then try to use them to further progress the war, not the understanding of God or love amongst each other. God and spirituality is second place in Christianity and a lot of the other religions. But for the people that are Christians, it is something that's first and foremost in your hearts is spirituality and God. But there is the divorce between leadership and the people that are Christians or Jewish or Muslims. And history has proven that statement to be true, because history isn't one. So there are some moments, like in Spain, where there was the Jewish community and the Catholic community living together for hundreds of years. There's a great example of what is real.
You're talking about Al-Andalusia?
Pardon?
You're talking about Al-Andalusia?
I'm talking about that period. It's about, I think it's about over 800 years as well. It's a considerable amount of time where different religions and Muslim religions live together in harmony. So it's provable, it's true. The religious leaders need war to propagate their idea of horror, poverty, despair, and violence.
Are you a pacifist?
Am I a pacifist?
Yeah. I'm trying to get like an angle on where you're coming from, because at the moment it sounds like
if I don't believe in violence,
Yeah.
does that make me a pacifist?
If you think that you should never be violent in any circumstance.
Not any circumstances.
Okay.
So if you came to
Are
me,
you anti-war?
If you came to me with a knife,
Yeah.
I would defend myself.
Okay, all right. But are you?
But I wouldn't seek to be killing you,
Yeah.
even though you are coming with a knife.
Okay. Are you pro-military but anti-war?
I'm pro any organisation that stands up for different communities, not just your own community.
I can't put a label on you.
Good.
So it sounds as if you're just for all the good things and not against all the bad things. You know what I mean? Like,
wow, that sounds like quite a man.
Fair enough.
That seems like a description, which is very accurate and profound.
It's hard for me
to understand somebody doesn't hate.
Yeah, but it's
wow.
Here's just the man who is for all the good things and against all the bad things. And it's like, it doesn't tell me much about you.
I think.
If I came to the park,
that says an awful lot about you. That statement.
I don't think so.
It says.
I think it says I'm confused about who you are.
It says that to meet somebody who doesn't want to hurt this world is so alien to you. You can't even identify with it at any level inside you.
Yeah, but
that's what it says.
Again, you've just said I am for all the good things. And I'm like, okay, great. I mean, no one's going to disagree with like loving each other. No one's going to disagree with.
That's my point.
Okay, well, yeah, but if that's all
I've just said that.
Okay, but then
the majority of Christians wish to.
Okay. Let's put it this way. You have a disagreement with Bob. Can you
Bob the Destroyer.
Can you explain why?
Because he's openly and verbally not only swore and abused people's mothers in this park, which is on video, which is on that. I can't remember.
But if he apologised.
One more thing. Has he apologised?
Well, I'm just saying, if he just said, you know what, maybe that wasn't appropriate.
Yeah, then that's fair enough. But I do believe that.
You don't think that will happen?
I don't believe. Well, when it does happen, then we'll come to that bridge.
Okay.
but he's also proudly, openly come out and declared that genocide, a crusade, is a genocide.
Is
Which
it?
what he's seeking
A
is
crusade
back.
is a genocide.
Crusade, yes. People get killed in a crusade.
That is true, but that's like saying like any war is a genocide. That's not necessarily true.
All wars.
You need to give me. You think all wars are genocides?
All war is the school of the poor for the profit and pleasure of the rich.
You sound like a
All
socialist
war.
again. Okay, but you're not a socialist.
But I sound like
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to know where you're coming from.
I've already declared my
Yeah.
stance on that openly on
And
video.
you said I
I'm not
haven't seen it.
repeating myself. 'cause
That's
I
right. I
get
haven't seen it. I
bored
apologise.
repeating
I
myself.
haven't seen. I only know what you say here when you're here.
Again, because you as a human being say no to something,
Right.
doesn't mean you're that type of person. All it means is just saying no to that. Yes, authenticity is important in this
Yeah.
sentence and continuation of the thought. If you believe in love,
Yeah.
what makes your idea of love authentic? Is it because you say it? No. It's because you believe it in any community. It
Yeah.
should translate, not
Okay.
translate just in your community, but
Right.
it should transcend borders,
Okay.
skin, religion. If you truly believe in love and you think
Are you a
that does
universalist?
transcend, then that means your statement of love is authentic.
Right. Do you believe that like all cultures are irrelevant because love transcends all cultures?
Huh? Sorry?
Do you believe that cultures are irrelevant because love transcends all cultures?
I don't know how. Firstly, I believe that culture and traditions
All right, are
are
they important? They are important,
And
okay.
fundamentally, you as human beings should treasure them and embrace them. But you shouldn't be murdering people
Right.
for the name of your tradition.
Okay.
What you should do is, I should be doing, and I think it's helpful, is learning other people's
Okay.
traditions.
I agree with that.
Because learning
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're
Okay.
succumbing.
I can-
All it does, it means you're appreciating and understanding.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, your leaders don't want you to learn other people's ideas.
Who are the leaders?
The rich, unfortunately.
Rich. Okay.
The rich own your religions
Okay.
both with money, not with heart.
Okay,
They
I
use
understand.
money to put themselves into positions
So-
of power and influence.
So you're not trying it from a, what would you call it? A structured way. You don't identify and label yourself. You merely hold very specific views on very specific topics, and I'll learn about that by talking to you. Okay, that's great.
And I've always come to this park. I've never.
That's fine. How long have you been here for?
About 5 years. I've always
Okay.
talked about democracy, and I've never identified one particular group
Okay.
as owning that democracy.
Okay.
I've always said all communities should own the democracy.
Yeah.
And I've said that repeatedly for 5+ years.
That's fine. Okay.
And I've never said should be Muslim, should be Christian, should be
Yeah.
socialist, should be communist. But in a democracy,
Yeah.
we come together as a family, as a community, and instead of trying to come here to trigger someone to be violent,
Yeah.
maybe we should come here to trigger people to talk about their love,
Okay.
understanding, and appreciation of God.
Can I ask you a quick question? So you've been here for 5 years and you've heard the Dawah teams talk about their religion, and hopefully it's clear by now that there are apostasy laws in Islam, in all schools of thought,
Yeah.
that will kill you if you leave Islam.
Yes. As in Christianity.
Okay, I don't think that's true at all. In fact, I know that's not true.
Unfortunately, sadly, history has proven when a certain amount of power is achieved amongst a Christian elite, they do enforce laws where if you are not Christian, then you will be killed.
Okay. In
And
the
that's
Bible,
how that's what
wait.
happened in the Spanish Empire.
Yeah. In the
where
Bible,
they murdered Jewish people that refused to convert to Christianity.
that historically speaking was much less deaths than you think. It was in the record of thousands, not millions.
If it's one, it's
Yeah,
too
that's
many.
right. And they had
If
many,
it's
they had
one
many
person, it's
chances
too
to
many.
repent from that, but they chose not to.
It's one person
Yeah.
too many.
And they were trialed
I'm
for
not
it as
trying
well.
to accuse.
No, that's fine. But
I'm
I'm
just
I'm
saying-
trying to refute falsehood.
Yeah.
Because what that particular statement you're making is not as true as you think it is. In other words, there is
certainly
nuance.
true for
there.
those people who got murdered.
Okay. Well, true. But what I'm saying to you is this:
And they
is that
happen
in the
to be Jewish.
majority of cases, people were not murdered. They simply repented of a particular form of religion, whether that was Judaism or whether it was a Christian sect,
Yeah.
and they conformed to the religion of the land.
They
or
conform
they
to
left.
the dictator.
And I'm
at
not saying
that
I'm not trying to
period.
say it was good, and I'm not trying to say it was right, but
Yeah.
I don't want to exaggerate in what it was.
We're getting off
However,
subject
that's
here.
fine. We were talked about Islamic apostasy laws.
Yeah.
Now that today happens today in many countries.
Yeah, and that
Will
is wrong.
you? Thank you. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. Thank
I'm
you.
afraid
Yeah.
every religion has to identify your religious leaders that are pursuing war and violence and using tools which is tools of separation. If you can't be this, then you are not allowed in our community. That is a tool of violence. Separation is a tool of violence to end up resulting in another genocide. So any religious who do that, I'm afraid you have to stand up to them and say to them, this is not how God is. God is love, not separation, division, hatred, mockery, racism, etc., etc.,
Okay.
etc.
I think I understand a bit more about you now. So thank you very much for having a chat with me.
And very lovely
Shake
to
hands
speak
on
to
that.
you.
And we'll,
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah, take care.
What's your name, sorry?
Chris. My name is Chris.
Lovely to meet you, Chris. I think
You
you're
too.
a great representation of your community here, and it's been wonderful in this engagement. I hope it continues in the future. And
Yeah, I'll be happy to have more talks with you.
thank you very much. Enjoy your rainy day.
You too, my friend. You too.
Thank you.
Take care.
What video channel are you on?
So I'm on my own YouTube channel, which is Chris at Speaker's Corner. You
Yeah.
can find my content there. It may end up on Soko Films.
Right.
That's basically it, yeah.
You're not leaving, are you?
No, I'm getting a drink. This voice of mine requires fluid. All right.
All right,
Thank
take
you
care,
very
man.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheers.
You want-
Sorry,
yeah,
just
yeah.
because of COVID.
COVID,
and all
okay,
that.
that's fine.